And the crazy part about this Brock Purdy movie that we watched last year was we all got robbed, Evan, of actually seeing if he could actually remain healthy and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't want to sound like a hater. I got the game still on my DVR. Aikman on the. I just hate we were robbed, and it went so far left. I really believe that's why Brandon Allen is on this team. Mm-hmm. And are you one of those to where there's no way in hell, Goo, they're going to carry four quarterbacks like somebody's gone? Do you reside? Is that where you're at?
Well, they literally can't. I mean, yes, one of them is going to have to be on the practice squad. The question is, whoever it is probably going to get picked up by somebody because Brandon Allen was backup quarterback for the last 2 seasons. And I don't know if this gives you any pause, Goo, but Pro Football Focus will put out grades.
PFF.
And so they do it for the preseason, too.
Are you kidding me?
Highest graded quarterback from Sunday's game was Brandon Allen with a 90.8. The lowest ranked quarterback was? It was Trey Lance.
Wow.
35.6.
I thought that touchdown helped him out. Or who was that on the airways yesterday saying it went from the fact that he got it 111 to 30, like it changed like 70 points on his QBR.
Yeah, I still think there's going to be hell to pay if Trey Lance is somehow not on this roster. Like, to me, he's got to be the quarterback 3 because you cannot you cannot live that down to me if you go from a starting quarterback who's your former top 3 pick that you traded up for to now not being on the roster. And you probably have to cut him. I don't see any avenue for Trey Lance not being on this football team unless he's traded. And honestly, I don't think his value is high enough to be traded at this point.
Let me ask you this. Where do you hang your hat? And I'm asking the people, too. 888-957-9570. Where do you hang your hat on to why this team is, and I know I can hear Steiny, Goo, it's football. But why do you think this team, more so than others, I believe, have had injuries at key positions, Evan? And do you expect that to continue? Because that's what's so fascinating to me. Brock Purdy, it's yours. What do you mean by yours, Goo? I'm going third person. The job. We know it's yours. But, Evan, every year after year, the Niners, if it's a quarterback, if it's a running back, guys go down. The number 2 could be the number 1 in a millisecond. And that just makes the competition for number 2 more fascinating because we're not back in the Roger Staubach or Joe Montana days to where, you know what, the number 1's probably going to quarterback 90% of the games. The truth is, and I know it's a dirty little secret, and maybe the cat's out the bag, Evan, the Niner quarterback or running back's going to go down.
And that is unfortunately the way that football is played out for the 49ers. And I do think look, I think that every single play in the NFL is a car crash, and I don't know if you've ever been in one.
Almost died, 2014. Thank the Lord, I didn't.
And you didn't. And I don't know if there's anything that you did that maybe played itself out that helped that, or if it's just complete luck. And from the Lord above, you're still here with us.
It was luck.
We love you for it. That's kind of how I view the way that the injuries happen in the NFL. Like, wow, you cannot avoid contact. There are some players that are better at either as a quarterback getting down, avoiding the big hit. But if every play is a car crash, there's going to be some that take people's lives. There's going to be some that you walk out and you're blessed to be here today. In the NFL, that happens 80 times a game. And so to me, if you're a quarterback, the one thing that you have to have is a presence of mind that Brock Purdy appears to have, which is some sort of ability to elude, to evade, to minimize the actual kind of carnage and immediate impact that will happen no matter what, just because of the nature of the game.
Man, that's interesting.
But basically what we're trying to get into here with Brock Purdy is John Lynch says that he has it. According to you, to the fans, the people listening, 888-957-9570, does Brock Purdy have it? What is it for you? Is it as a franchise quarterback? If so, what's your definition of a franchise quarterback? To me, it's someone that I can project being on the roster beyond their next contract. So Brock Purdy right now is on a rookie deal. Like, he's going to be in San Francisco.
Up for the Niners. Yeah.
Even if somehow, let's say, I don't know, they get Patrick Mahomes in here. Like, Brock Purdy's going to be on the team.
You could have had him, but go ahead.
You could have had him.
I'll leave that
Hypotheticals.
There.
Brock Purdy, because of his contract, is going to be on the team through the rest of his rookie deal. Now, if he is still here at the end of his second deal, because he's going to get a major pay upgrade no matter what, Is it going to be with San Francisco? I would lean yes. And is he going to finish that contract? To me, that's my definition of a franchise quarterback. Can you project the next deal that's coming their way, and will they be here at the end of that deal?
Wow. I'll tell you what, Evan.
Like Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. I think he's going to be in Philly by the end of that mega deal he got.
And I still had my doubts about him. I couldn't hate. I hate the fumble, the 6 points he gave Kansas City in the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, he exceeded expectations to me, Evan, and he's improving as we speak. But he is their guy in Philly. But I don't know what it is. I know it's nighttime where Steiny's at. But all he said was, you know what, Goo? From Brock Purdy, all I need to see is the volume. I need to see more games. Okay, if we see 9, and I'm talking to the Steinies of the world, okay, that equates to a full season in totality of all the games that Brock Purdy would started. Other than that, Evan, is there anything in regard to his arm strength, his throws? Because to me, his uncanny ability to look downfield and wake up the tight end in a receiving fashion, which was George Kittle, is everything. You talked about his quick decisions, getting rid of the ball. I don't think that's going anywhere. And if all you have on the areas of improvement for Brock Purdy is number of games started, okay, what do you have after that? So to me, I think he's going to be here after that next payday because everything right now is set up. Now, there is one thing that I think we haven't brought up, and that is, okay, yeah, the Niners are winning because they got in this new NFL, you can only win the Super Bowl or your best chance is when your quarterback's on a rookie contract. Mm-hmm. Okay, chalk one up for the Niners right now. But, Evan, we can see with Bosa and whatever's holding that up, I don't think Debo and Ayuk, and I'm not being negative, are going to be at this on this roster next year. One's got to go. I think Ayuk right now, for me, if I were running it, that's my guy. That's how much I think of Ayuk. But things are going to change around him. And as the Niners keep, kicking the can down the road, you can't pay everybody. So maybe you're going to need more of an outer body experience from Brock Purdy, years down the road. Maybe next year, maybe this year with the injury. I don't know. But, Evan, the bottom line is I think this kid is in the penthouse of offenses, and he's got a guy that knows what he's trying to do. And I say all that to say is last year was not a fluke. And if he's healthy, I expect the Niners to be playing in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, I think that's the standard. Like, if they don't get to the NFC Championship game, to your point
he's not
early about expectations.
Kyle's not getting fired.
He's not getting fired, but that's a failure of a season if you don't get to the NFC Championship game. With this roster, with the rest of the NFC,
it's down right now.
Who else can beat the 49ers in the playoffs outside of the Eagles? Dallas?
I give Dallas a chance. They went toe-to-toe with them. Forget my,
True.
Yeah, my affiliation. Seattle, Detroit, are they going to be improved? I don't know, Evan, but I hear what you're saying.
New Orleans.
You going Carr? Who got some muscles now?
No, I don't think he is.
Michael Thomas is back. Watch out,
Which is why he's smiling behind the glass.
Spadoni, he is, but for how long?
That's Spadoni's smirk.
They got a damn good defense. Ask Garoppolo. That's who took him out.
They do. And look, from the YouTube chat, powered by First NorCal Credit Union, Augie 51551 chiming in. Purdy had it for only half a season, nothing more. Chris A. Purdy doesn't have it.
Wow, man.
From Mustafa Ward, Purdy's more elusive than Trey, certainly more elusive than Jimmy Garoppolo. A lot of people, and I think this is where we're getting our signals, kind of crossed, is everyone has a way that they view what Purdy did last year. To me, I don't know if he gets enough credit for what he did, which is why I also understand that might not be the same quarterback we get this year. My hope and why I'm yet to call Brock Purdy the franchise quarterback for the 49ers is I do wonder.
You're going there?
Well, but again, so my definition is someone that's going to be here at the end of the next deal.
You did say that.
I think there's a lot that can happen, and because of some of the contract decisions that you're discussing that the 49ers have to make, I do wonder how much Brock Purdy can get better to, for example, overcome a loss of a Brandon Ayuk or a Deebo Samuel, or in a couple of years when Christian McCaffrey is going to probably be towards the tail end of his career. Is there another guy that can help take some of the load off? If Trent Williams retires, can the offensive line be bolstered? Is the defense going to continue to play at the same level to keep you in these football games? These are things that are, down the line. We're not discussing them for this season because it doesn't apply to 2023. But that's why I have some reservations about what Brock Purdy can be 5 years from now, because I wonder about those physical limitations and if they'll hold him back, not from being a good or an above-average quarterback, but from being a franchise great quarterback.
Man, the way you set that up, I'm telling you, you have me thinking now, what is the gap? And we had some callers yesterday make a reference to the word leash. How long is Brock Purdy's leash? And I'm starting to think, okay, right now, I'm being honest with you, Evan, I always am. There's no doubt that Sam Darnold's arm, when you talk about strength, is better than Brock Purdy's from what I've seen through Brock Purdy starts and in the playoffs. I do wonder if he were to regress, what are we talking about, week 9, week 10? Or do you think there's even a scenario to where Kyle would say, you know what, and the Niners have been 3-5 before after 8 games, and we're like, whoa, where's this thing going? And then they rally and they're playing an NFC Championship game, and then we're looking like fools that we were when they were 3-5. My question to you and the listeners is, if Brock were to, let's just say, get off to a slow start and there wasn't a lot of mustard on some passes, do you think, I'm not even going Trey Lance, I'm going Sam Darnold, how long, what would it have to look like to you for Darnold to get a start to maybe jumpstart this offense? Well, I know it's crazy.
And I kind of like what Chris is saying on YouTube. Like, so Purdy won 8 games. Well, he should get 8 games, at least. I mean, he hasn't lost one yet. And again, the wins and losses are going to, in the same way that they dictated to me how we looked at Jimmy Garoppolo, I also think they are going to dictate how we look at Brock Purdy. Like, if he's losing games, then all of those worries or fears that we've kind of tossed out throughout this offseason, we might lean towards being true. But if he wins football games, to me, it's not going to matter as much how it looks as long as Kyle Shanahan is chalking up the letter W at the end of the day.